Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Back in Flight Sim here in Memphis. It's the next morning, about 8:15ish, somewhere in there. We're going to be taking this new A300 here up to, or down to, I should say, Mexico City. And then from Mexico City, we'll turn around, head up to Alliance, Fort Worth in Texas, which I'm hearing rumors through the Vine is going to be our new base, but we'll see about that. Because right now we're just doing a final checkout trip as a captain here at Fedex, new hire captain. And then, anyways, from Alliance Fort Worth, we head up to Minneapolis. I'll spend the night in Minneapolis. Then the next morning, so tomorrow morning, we'll continue on to Toronto and back to Memphis, and that'll be the end of this trip. I'll go ahead and hitch a ride back home to Denver, and that'll be that. And then I believe I have a coastal bid set up for next week that we'll have to fly down to Miami to start fly that. So that's that. One other thing, I'm using FS HUD, however I'm not using it for the ATC since around Memphis it doesn't seem to work very well with taxiing instructions. It seems to just, I don't know. So we're using it for the AI control because it does very well with the AI traffic usually, but not so much for me. So we're just going to go back to the old ways of, well, I'll figure it out. What else? Oh yeah, I managed to slip a couple 20s in the right direction to the right people, if you know what I mean. So we may get shots of our departure and landing. So stay tuned for that. That should be interesting. Anyway, let's get this show on the road here. Airplane's already been started up and loaded. We just need to get in, get her set up, and go. Our theoretical first officer did the walk around already, so we don't have to worry about that. Hop into her here. Alright, boom, let's get going. Start with our flows. IRS is to nav. And as you can see, it's a nice sunny day, unlike last night. That was just something else, man. Absolutely something else. Alright, left engine fire test. Number one engine. Squibs. Good. APU fire test. Squib. Good. Fuel pumps can come on. And right engine, number two engine fire test. Excuse me. Squibs. Good. Cargo fire test. Good. When he can come on, that's set in auto. Pneumatics are all set. Mercedes lets it go to arm. Still need to update the aircraft, I always forget to do that. And light up the Christmas tree. Cool. We're good to go as far as that's concerned. Let's get down to the box here. Hey cars, some brief. Get that uploaded. Alright, and let me recenter on here. I'll bring up the Navigraph for you, get our OFP. Well, actually, before we do that, here's our route, parking out down over the Gulf of Mexico and coming into Mexico City. And actually, I'm going to change this. It's still going to be runway 05, just the ILS Zulu 05 right. There we go. That looks kosher. Alright, so we'll zoom in here, just because I prefer to use this for taxiing than the actual chart. because it shows all the stand numbers and all that. Anyway, back to our OFB here. Let's set our landing altitude before I forget, which is going to be 7,300 feet. Nice and high up there in Mexico City. Be scrolling this for days. So 300 feet, good. Uncage to standby. Alright, and we are Fedex 1024 today. So go ahead and align the IRS. Throw that out. We are Fedex 1024. Cost index of 39. That's all good. We'll go ahead and fill out our init page. Block fuel. Alright, let's take a look here. So, maximum planned is 48.2, so that's our block. And just to confirm, let's get rid of you, clear you. Total fuel 48.2 on board. That checks out. And we've got no alternate today, so we don't need extra fuel for that. This is just the fuel for the route. Our minimum takeoff is going to be 46.0, so we got 2.2 to burn as leeway. There, zero fuel weight is going to be 266.1. Come on. There we go. And let's go ahead and grab our zero fuel weight center of gravity here. 32.4. Boom, that can go in there. There's our init page done. Let's go to our flight plan page. Memphis, SID, we're going off a 36 right today. Actually, it was a 36 right, 36 left. 36 right's an easier taxi from here. We're going to be on the Pipe 6. Pipe 6, Hi Buffy, which is the... No, never mind. Shut up. I don't know what I'm talking about. iBuffy transition. We don't need any vectors out of that. That should give us just a straight up RNAV departure from the runway. Couldn't cruise through that. Going into Mexico, we're going to be on the Naga 2 Alpha. The ILS Zulu 05 right. The Sutas, Naga 2 Alpha. Insert. Boom. Let me get Navigraph out of your way here. Let's look this up here. So we'll go plan mode up to 30. So we'll step through it. So as you can see, we've got a beautiful RNAV departure. Take us down over Louisiana, out over the Gulf of Mexico, and then into eastern Mexico, central Mexico, and down on the RNAV arrival until we get to here where we'll join the ILS 05 right. Not sure exactly where we're going to park. There's a few different options. I'll show you that here in a minute. But anyway, let's go back to map, down to 10. Reset this, go take off approach page. Alright, I'll bring up the Navigraph here so you can see it again, finish our briefing. So, take a look at our charts here. Let's start with this. We're up here, we're departing 36 right, so we'll just push on to Sierra, Take Sierra all the way down to 36 right. Then boom, blast off. We're doing RNAV departure, so I'll have nav and profile armed before takeoff. That'll get us going up and following our route, which will take us to Beale, Pyramid, Maxi, Goose, down to Bebe, Pipe, and iBuffy. Then we join the rest of our route. Like I said, takes us down towards Louisiana, basically over New Orleans. You get to even see Lake Pontchartrain from the aircraft. That's... I always forget which one it is. I think it's this one that's Lake Pontchartrain. That one's a smaller lake that starts with a W, I think. Anyway, over the Gulf of Mexico, eastern part of Mexico as I'll move. Then we start the Inaga 2 Alpha. Come down here through all this terrain, so I'll have to be mindful of that. I'll brief that when we get there. SUTAS MX-901 will intercept the ILS for 05 right. Boom, call it a day. So that's that. That's going to be the briefing complete. So goodbye to you. And let's finish our flow here. So we've got, don't have the irises quite yet, so that's fine. Just do our perf page here. Sync it. Doing 36 right. And we'll do 15-0. That looks good. Calculate. Okay, it's going to be a toga takeoff, looks like. 151, 151, 158. Now we gotta, let's see if we can get our stuff online here. Let's wait for the IRSs. They didn't click back off, so I think we're okay. 151. Oops. Wrong thing. That was interesting. Right, speed. 151. There we go. On that, and up to 240. Preset it, I should say. Cool altitude. Top altitude on this SID, which I didn't brief, funny enough, is 5,000. So we'll set that. Our heading on departure, not that we're really going to need it, but that's going to be 325. We'll turn 325 after, let's see here. Alright, so it's just follow the RNF basically is what it says. Alright, cool. Departure briefed for real this time. So that's our FCU set. We've got IRSs now, so that's all kosher. We got our flight directors. Go ahead and arm nav profile. That's all armed. Wonderful. Okay, so let's finish what we started here. We'll just put in a squawk code of 3612. 612, boom, that's good. Let's get the aircraft ready to go here. So we'll fire up the APU, tell them to get the aircraft closed up and all that. Get this door closed. The main cargo door is already closed, I believe. Verify that here in a minute. The rest of the aircraft is all kosher and ready to go. See our guy here. Should have the stairs pulling back, which we don't. So that door closed. You should bugger off now. Should. Yep, there he goes. Alright. Get our beacon light on. APU is almost on. Some nice 7.6s next to us here. Is that a 777 up there? Yep. I don't know why there's no A300s, but oh well. We could have engaged the hydraulics there to give us a little more acupressure on the brakes, but that's fine. Alright, APU is good to go. So, external power coming off, APU bleed coming on. Ground power coming off. Checklist here. Check our door page, which is good. Check our status page, which is normal. Okay, that's all set. We're gonna go ahead and nose left. TCAS and go to TARA. Alright, we'll go ahead and release the parking brake. And we'll do the before start checklist. Cockpit preparation completed. Fuel quantity 48.2 on board, 46 required. Takeoff data is set. Landing elevation 7,300 feet set. Altimeters are not set. Now they are. 2994 set cross checked. Brake and anti-skid normal and on. Just doors closed and locked. Beacon is on. Parking brake is off. Before start checklist complete. Engine system A. Starting number 1. Start valve open. N2 rising. Wait for max motor. Right about there's max motor, fuel coming in. Light off. And just looking at the clock, it's about 8:32 in the morning here, so we're great on time. Starter cutout. There goes the gen. Wait for the EGT to stabilize and start to roll back, which it does. Starting number 2. Start valve open. N2 rising. We'll set the parking brake. Tell them to get out of our way. Wait for max motor. There's max motor, fuel coming in. Light off. Starter cutout. There goes the gen. Wait for the EGT to stabilize and start to roll back. Stabilize and rolling back. Good to go. Ignition code go to off. Or we'll just, yeah, keep it off. Get the APU bleed off. APU off. Flaps 15.0. This can go to the flight plan page. Auto brake max on the spoilers. Get terrain on his side. Weather on mine. That I really expect any, but good to have it just in case. We'll set the tilt 1 notch up. Wait for them to get out of our way. Get the hand signal. We've got the hand signal. We'll acknowledge that with the taxi light. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'm just going to get these these background lights off. We don't need them. Like the clean white line look in the day. That's all set. Dim this down a little bit. Right about there. Okay, so after start checklist, we'll get that here in a second. Let's just recheck the status page, normal. Do the takeoff config check, which is good. Okay, so after start checklist, pitch trim is not set. I knew I was forgetting something. I always do. Alright, trim setting 0.5 down. Right about there. Right, and then back to our checklist here. Pitch trim 0.5 down, set rudder trim is zeroed. Spoilers are armed. Slats and flaps are 15-0 verified. Cam status is checked. Anti-ice not required. Hand signals received. After start checklist complete. And Fedex 1024, you're cleared to taxi via Sierra. Cleared to taxi 36 right via Sierra. Fedex 1024. Taxi light is on. Let's get rid of the brake. And we're go. Throttle's up. Whole point of 36 right here. Do a takeoff config test. All good there. We'll get all the lights on. Get the engine ignition to continuous. Pull up to a stop here and go through our before takeoff checklist all the way through. We'll set the parking brake. And before start checklist, before takeoff checklist, before takeoff checklist to the line. Alright. And we're not even going to do that because we didn't even check the flight controls. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral. Okay, for real this time, before takeoff checklist to the line. Flight control is checked. Flight emissions checked. Briefing completed. V1, VR, V2, flex temp. V1, 151, VR, 151, V2 is... What? That says 151, that can't be right. 158. I said 151, didn't I? Always a mess. I'm slowly getting better, I think. Alright, V1, 151, VR, 151, V2, 158, and no flex today. We're doing full all Toga. Slats and flaps are 15-0 verified, and takeoff config is checked normal, and that's for takeoff checklist below the line. Transponder is set TARA, auto brake is max, and ignition is continuous relight before takeoff checklist complete. All lights are on. We're ready to go. So go ahead and ditch the brake and get lined up. Start the clock. And throttles up. It's all good. Got a warning, but it says normal, so I'm just going to disregard it. Thrust set. Airspeed alive. 80 knots. Rotate. Positive rate of climb. You're coming up. There's a acceleration height. We'll start that turn out to the left. Flaps can come up, or slots can get retracted, sorry. Climbing away nicely here. Just on the spoilers. Landing gear can go to neutral. Taxi light can come off. Or nose light, I should say. Approaching 5,000. Raise that up now. 340. Just going to be our cruise altitude today. Start that turn again. Re-engage profile because it looks like it disengaged. Keep hand flying her here. This aircraft really is a dream to hand fly. Still gotta get used to her though. Keep flying the RNAV departure here. Alright, command 1. It'll figure itself out. There's 10,000. Hi folks, welcome back. We're about 80 nautical miles from top of descent here, as you can see. And I just realized I'm an idiot. That's fine. Engines definitely won't be failing now. I'm going to turn the constraints on because we're going to need it. But let's take a look at the navgraph here, brief it up. So as you can see, we're about to hit over the coast. Actually, we might be able to see it here. Yep, just passing over the coast now in Mexico. Anyway, Isla Zulu 05 right, so and to the Inaga to Alpha. So Inaga at 50300, MX751 above 27, MX753, MX755 18, MX757. MX759 at 18, Almas 14, MX717 at 12.5, Sutas at above 11, and then we go into the Isla Zulu 05 right, which will take us from Sutas to MX901, which we need to be at 9700. We intercept the Islas there, or MX900, which is 8900, and then we follow it. So I'll tell you what I'll do. Go ahead and set 18,000 now. That's our first hard altitude we gotta hit, and I don't necessarily trust the VNAV in this plane, so we'll just fly it manually. I mean, we'll still use the VNAV, but I'll make sure that we're right there, you know. We've been in the air for about 2 hours and 5 minutes. It's not too bad whatsoever. Once we get on the ground, like I said earlier, I'm not sure where we're going to park. Coming in 05 right, so we're probably going to vacate off Echo 2 or Golf. Speaking of which, I'm going to set auto brakes low. I'm going to use idle reverse. So most likely Golf, then we'll backtrack on Delta, and we'll either park in here or down here. It kind of depends, so we'll see. That's it for the arrival. As far as the actual approach criteria, we've got ILS frequency of 109.1 with the approach course at 055. Starting to turn here, threw me off. .055 set. Going with a decision height of 7566 as our MDA. Looks good. Approach speed of 134. Go around procedures. We're going to climb ahead on 055 heading to MX 949, and then we'll continue around for another approach from Volin. Alrighty. There we are. That's that completed. So I'll zoom in here on us. Get this out of your way. Go ahead and put auto brakes low on. Set 18,000. It's our first climb restriction, or descent restriction, sorry. And that's us all set up. So, down to 18,000 we go here momentarily. Alright folks, we're just about to pass through 19,500, which is the transition altitude going down here at Mexico City. The altimeter right now is 3029. So let's get that set here. As you can see, I got it set up to get intercept right before then. Set it up on this one too. we're about to pass 18,000 anyway for us, so get all the lights on. Continuous relight on. We're intercepting 18,000 now. That's fine. Speed's 230. Cool, that's set. Get the speed brake back in for now. And we'll go flaps 1, which is 15-0. Alright, we'll do the approach checklist. Signs are set, briefing's complete, ECAM status page. Check normal. Altimeters 3029 set cross-check. Minimums. We've got 7566 set cross-check. Ignition's continuous relight, and landing elevation is 7,300 feet set. Approach checklist complete. Cool. Now, I'm going to keep this recording for the approach here, because it's going to be very scenic. However, I won't be talking, and I'll just probably speed it up, or just turn on the GoPro, mount it on the dash here, because there's a lot to do. Alright, so that's us set up to go down, and I'll catch you guys on our approach. Enjoy the scenic view that is this arrival. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are close. Yep. I wasn't paying attention to the flaps. We'll go gear down. Flaps 3. And we'll go ahead on the approach mode here, or VR local mode. Sorry, this has been a hectic approach, just trying to get this just right. And actually I set the altitude too low, that's why we look low, because we are. Okay, and we'll arm land mode. Go 133. Want to be configured early. Is it 135? Not sure. Let's take a look. 133. Alright, and we'll go flaps full, which is 30-40. So we're a little low, so that got a little extra scenic on approach there, but oh well. Anyway, I've got the runway. Too many numbers, I got confused. I put 8,900 instead of 9,700. So we got a little bit close to the terrain there. Anyway, we are fully configured now. Just got to do that. So speed brakes, our spoilers armed. Landing gear down 3. And auto brake is low. All the lights are on. Ignition's continuous relay. And let's hit the annunciator. Alright, we're good to land. There's that glide slope coming in now. Capture the glide slope. So that was almost perfect execution until that last waypoint there. I got a little too low, but that's okay. Anyway, there's the glide slope coming in. Just a very unique approach here. So we got a quartering left headwind. Let the aircraft ride it down here because it looks pretty nasty. Alright, my airplane. My throttles. Drop a little too much there.
200.
There we go. A little bit rough. That's fine. Idle reverse. A little bit of a stutter there on landing. Oh well. $80 knots. Manual braking. Looks like our reversers didn't want to work. That's fine. We'll exit to the right here. Actually, wait for the next exit. Too quick for that. Now we can exit here. Honestly, this is exactly where I planned to exit, so that works out. Get cleaned up, flaps coming up, just on spoilers. Flip her around to the right here. All the lights can come off. Attention to where I'm going. There we go. Alright, strobes can come off. APU can go to start. Hot brakes. Yep. Real low juice. Flight directors can come off. And probe heat can come off, which it is now. Cool. Terrain can come off, and weather radar is off, and stop the clock. Cool. For this message, and we'll taxi on in. to stand 50 here. Give me a little more juice. Up to right about there. That'll do it. We'll set the parking brake. Up to the overhead. BP bleed on. Engine's off. Alright. There we are, folks. It can now come off. The heat can come off. Good. Request GSX to get cargo offloaded. It doesn't like where we're at. That's fine. Whatever. Just go in here. Shocks, stairs, GPU. Get that door open. Alright. And we'll go ahead and connect the ground power. Bleed off, APU off, beacons off, all that's good. Fuel pumps can now come off. Alright, all the fuel pumps are off. And that is us situated, so let's go get this bird open. Come on. There we go. Get that cargo door opened up here. We'll unlock. Start opening. There we go. And now it's open. Well guys, welcome to a very noisy Mexico City. I will catch you guys in the next one where we head up to Alliance Fort Worth, back in the States.